Have you ever said anything like this? When you clean your room, make sure to sweep the floors. Or when you get out of the car, make sure to lock the doors. When you say statements like that, they're called temporal statements. A temporal statement is a proposition and the occasion which that proposition will occur. So if I said, make sure when you clean your room to sweep the floors, what I'm saying is you're going to sweep the floors when? When you're cleaning your room. Or you're going to lock the doors when? When you get out of the car. So those statements are called temporal statements. And let's dive into it a little bit and we'll look at a passage of Scripture where a temporal statement occurs. If we were going to define a temporal statement, the definition is a proposition and the occasion when it will occur. The symbol we're going to use for a proposition, such as a temporal, would be a T, just a capital T. The key words that we're going to be looking for when identifying a temporal are when, whenever, after, and before. So those words indicate a temporal statement. If we're going to find a temporal statement in Scripture, we can look at Matthew chapter 6, verse 16. Matthew 6, verse 16 says this, "When you fast, do not look gloomy." So, how do we identify the temporal statement here? The key word comes at the very beginning, when you fast. So we're looking for the occasion and the proposition. So, when you fast, okay, that's the action. What's going to be coming out of that? Do not look gloomy. So we have two propositions. When you fast, do not look gloomy. Okay, the proposition, do not look gloomy, and the result is the action is fasting. So when you fast, do not look gloomy. So we're going to connect proposition 1 to proposition 2 with a temporal statement that identifies the proposition and the occasion when it will take place. So do not look gloomy. When should we not look gloomy? When you fast. The proposition, do not look gloomy. What's the occasion? When we fast. So we should look different when we fast. We should have a different appearance. The idea behind this is if you're going to fast, we have a different appearance. We are not to look gloomy. He's contrasting people who like to look gloomy to show that they're fasting versus how we should really look when we're fasting and not trying to show off that we are fasting by our appearance, but let that be seen by God. So, when you fast, do not look gloomy. Do not look gloomy when? When you fast. So, that's a temporal. It's pretty easy, pretty basic. It's just the occasion, when it will take place, and the proposition. So you can identify that. It's a pretty cool thing. It's kind of hard to identify, but just really watch out for those key words, and you'll be able to identify a temporal. They're really quick. They're really they can fly under the radar. So don't blink when you read. But they're really useful when you're trying to map out a scripture and get the meaning out of it. So we'll see you in the next session.